Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm gonna teach you the best way to hold Ancient in CS2. I will walk you through step by step on what the best positions, utility, and strats you should use so enemies have no chance of taking mid. If you have any questions, please write them down in the comments below and let's get started. Firstly, let's begin by talking about spawns on Ancient. CTs only have 5 spawns for every single player. To take mid, we only need 2 of the 5 CTs to go to middle. Let's say in this example, it's player 1 and player 5. In this video, the most important spawn will be spawn 5 because of this insta-smoke. Player 5, aka the person who got the 5th spawn, needs to throw this jump throw lineup. Aim exactly as shown above the U-shaped brick, and while shifting, run and jump throw. This smoke lands directly in elbow and cuts off T's from pushing. Now let's look how taking mid from player 1's perspective looks like. Player 1 starts by running towards red room. As he runs to red room, he pulls out his Molotov and runs, throws the molly, and hides in the corner while holding middle. Let's say my teammate who's also playing in mid threw the elbow smoke towards top middle from spawn 5. So while I run here, I need to throw exactly this molly anywhere around here. You can also throw it while running here, but if you want a guaranteed throw with a better position, I suggest throwing it here. This molly is an extra layer of protection after the smoke. You can do several things with this nade combo. Personally, my favorite is jumping up this box and trying to get picks in B side. Keep in mind, B players might be expecting you, so don't go wide peeking like so. Instead, you should jump off the left corner and try to hold it like this. Another good way to play this is by jumping up this corner and jiggle peeking here while as well holding top middle. If you hear enemies coming towards heaven from B side, you can ask your teammate, aka the person who was throwing the smoke, to throw a flash anywhere aiming here.
Deploying flashbang.
If you're expecting an eco round middle push, you can also, instead of the molly, throw the same lineup of the nade.
Grenade out.
Let's look at the other teammate's POV. After he throws this
Deploying
smoke,
smoke.
player 5 can be running right behind you and throwing this molly.
Incendiary out.
His POV looks exactly like so. After he throws the smoke, he throws the Molotov towards heaven, and then he jumps to the right side, close to donut, and holds heaven. Instead of doing all of this, you can also run with your teammate and he can boost you up to heaven, like so. You can also do this jump manually, but make sure you have the movement for it. If you have the movement and the rhythm with your teammate, you can do this quick run boost to surprise players in elbow. Taking control in ancient middle is very important. However, if you don't have the utility, it might be risky. So instead, you can play in more passive positions like so. The most important thing for you to have is a smoke. So you can smoke off top middle and focus more towards heaven. But if you don't have a smoke, instead you can play towards donut. One of the best positions if you don't have any economy is playing in this corner. Why? Because you're holding the cross towards red room while also holding donut. And it's really useful if you're alone in middle or simply just don't have the utility or the economy to buy good weapons or nades. Now I'm gonna show you why taking mid as a CT is really important in Ancient. Let's take this example. Let's say 3 people are running towards B side and 2 are running towards middle. The 3 guys in B split up as so. One person goes here, and the rest are going towards cave and heaven. Let's say the other 2 T's are gonna push mid. In a scenario where you throw the insta smoke
Laying down
from
smoke.
player 5's POV, and the molly
Incendiary
never
smoke.
runs with any other player's POV. You can jump up here and hold heaven. Heaven is not a problem, especially if you play it with the flash. As I said, you can use any type of flash that you want to blind them and have a simple peek towards heaven. An alternative is you can throw
Throwing
this
fire.
molly. If you want, you can also throw, instead of the molly, a
Laying
simple
down
smoke
smoke.
anywhere here. You only need to block this side. It doesn't matter about this corner. The important thing is you need to smoke off a bit of elbow, and then you can jump through here manually or with a boost. Let's say you land this jump. Then you can ask your teammate who jumps down here for you to flash.
Flashbang.
That way you have an easy peek towards heaven. Another way of playing it is if your teammate, aka player 5, throws the insta smoke, like so,
Throwing smoke.
you can throw this smoke by simply aiming at the same direction as you did with the Molotov from player 5's POV.
Smoke.
Let's say you smoke heaven and elbow. Now you can do two things. You can rather play really aggressive by playing close to the smokes, or in my opinion a better way is to play passive and wait for enemies to push through the smokes, or just simply leave the site alone because they're not gonna try to contest anytime soon. When the smokes fade, then you can maybe try to retake the control, or instead you can just continue to play aggressive and risk it that you don't lose middle. Thieves love to throw this red room smoke.
Laying down smoke.
However, sometimes the smoke does not land in this position. Sometimes it bounces off the stairs and lands around here.
Throwing smoke.
This gives you the opportunity to play in this position. This position, it looks like a one-way for enemies in heaven. They can't see you much, meanwhile you can see them fully. They can only see your head from time to time, but that depends on how the smoke lands. If you do get in a situation where T's miss the smoke for red room, you can actually take advantage of it. Let's talk about playing the op in middle. If you play the op, the best position 100% of the time is red room. If you play in the red room, you can hold heaven and jiggle towards middle, and you can hold both elbow and heaven at the same time. This position is the best, in my opinion, because holding heaven is way more difficult and way more important than elbow, because elbow can be held from donut and other positions like so, but heaven is especially important, so in my opinion, heaven should be held with an op in the red room. Another good position for an op in the red room is this one. If you want to hold elbow and your teammate is holding heaven, you can hold this position. It's also very good and effective. However, ideally you do need a smoke for this position, so if you do get stuck in this corner, make sure you have a smoke so you can throw it and manage to escape. You can also try combat opping in middle. If you jump down here at the start of the round and aim here, you can also get a lot of free picks. Just make sure that your teammate who is in spawn 5 does not throw the insta smoke, because then you will not be able to see elbow and it will be a useless position to hold. However, this position does have its drawbacks, because if your teammate who is holding heaven manages to die from the enemies in heaven, you are stuck in a very bad position. No utility or anything should be helpful enough for you to escape, unless you somehow manage to kill heaven players and then manage elbow players on their own. But in my opinion, playing here for no longer than the first 30 seconds of the round is way more riskier than playing in red room. This position, however, is way better than this corner because holding heaven with an op is also very comfortable, and you can also play rotations with the op towards A side, and since A side is a very long range side, you can easily assist your teammates by holding these angles or these angles if he needs real support. Pushing here with the op is a bad idea, never do that because it's way too risky. This was everything you need to know on Ancient as a beginner or even a higher skilled player. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.